Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here. And welcome to the dceu Daily. Well, Patty Jenkins is a workaholic, isn't she? She's already got a plan for Wonder Woman 3, and she's only just finished production on Wonder Woman 1984. But rumours are she's going to be going back to be doing some more shooting. So definitely nowhere near done with that film. But certainly sooner or later we're going to see a first trailer, which is really exciting. I would guess San Diego Comic-Con will be the first time anyone sees any footage. I won't be there, unfortunately, but a lot of the lucky people will probably. I mean, last year at San Diego, actually, they did give some exclusive footage, which I saw kind of with a camera kind of thing, if you like, but not the official reel. So that's interesting. So I'm assuming it will be a full proper trailer at San Diego this year. And that's something that will be available online as well. So very excited to start hearing stuff about Wonder Woman 1984. She's already been talking about that. She's already been talking about what the 80s will be like. I spoke about that yesterday. But to think that she's already got an idea for Wonder Woman 3 is amazing. It just shows you what trust that Warner Brothers have her in and what high esteem they hold her in. And that's too right. I mean, because the first Wonder Woman film is one of the best CBMs I've ever seen. It just looks, it feels amazing. It's just a really good, satisfying film, and I really enjoyed it. A great version of Wonder Woman. I still don't understand why that film didn't make over $1 billion. Wonder Woman, look, Wonder Woman's like Superman and Batman. Those films should be billion-dollar properties. Simple as that. You know, Wonder Woman has got a lot of fans, and so I would hope with the second film it does gross over $1 billion. It'll be very interesting if Warner Brothers stick with the plan they made with Aquaman. You know, release abroad first, then finally get back to the US. That was very interesting what happened, and as I said before, it made bloggers and critics and pundits irrelevant, and it meant they couldn't kind of inject their poison into the fandom. It was very interesting because they gave their little reviews, but by the time they released their reviews, the film was already released to half of the world. So I found that really funny. So I just think Warner Brothers have got a handle on the DCEU now. Walter Hamada knows what he's doing, and it's very exciting to see what's going to happen, especially how people will respond to Shazam, because Mr. and Mrs. Mainstream audience don't know who Shazam is. So are they going to flock to see this film? I hope they do. I hope families and kids and adults and, you know, everyone go and watch it, because Shazam is definitely for everyone. It's something you're really going to enjoy. And I think David Sandberg got one thing right. It's not a comedy. It's not serious. It's a blend. It's a blend of both. So you definitely get the serious and the funny and the ridiculous, and it's an all better film for it. So I'll be very, very interested to see how this film does. Again, nobody really knows how people are going to respond. I mean, we're in January now. We're coming to the end of January, so we've got about 2.5 months, 3 months, a couple of months really. February the 5th will be 2 months till Shazam is released. So I'm very interested to see how the public respond to it, because we want it to be a big hit again. We want a great response, and I see no reason why this film can't make a lot of money. I think it's everything that a mainstream audience wants, certainly in the sense of it being a very entertaining film. That's one thing, nobody can say anything. It's hugely entertaining, and again, very fascinated to see how critics look at this. So I think we need to do a bit of a the Batman update every day, because, you know, in November that apparently goes into production, and as I say, sooner or later they're going to have to tell us if Ben Affleck is still the Batman. And on that, I've got a source very close to the situation who is telling me the reality is that Ben Affleck will play Batman Bruce Wayne in The Batman. That's all I can tell you about that. There are other bits of information floating inside my ear and my brain, but I'm going to keep them to myself, because I think it's best sometimes when you're not really sure about something being true. And what I think is, I'm not sure what I've just told you is true, if I'm honest, but I think at least with that, you've heard it all before. But All I can tell you is that my sources are very confident that he will play the Batman, and it's pretty much the rumor of it being flashbacks with a younger Batman. So definitely he won't be in it as much as like maybe Christian Bale was in Batman Begins or The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises, but he's certainly going to play a part in the Batman. So that's very interesting. So we'll see how we get on with that. Now, lots of things still. There's so many rumours about a Man of Steel 2, a Superman sequel, Henry Cavill's future within this franchise. It's very, very interesting now. It blows hot and cold with every person you talk to. I think I'm just going to believe the people who say Henry's still involved because that's what I want. And I don't really want to go down the negative route anymore. And I think, like, if you're like me, if you're a DCEU fan like me, but a hardcore Superman fan like me, you just don't bother with people who are negative now. And I think definitely my videos are going to be more positive than negative. And what I would say is, it's like the Batman. It's getting very positive that Henry Cavill will shortly, be announced to have signed his contract extension, gotten what he wants, which obviously was the money, but also to get a direct sequel to Man of Steel 2, which has always been very, very important to Henry. And I think when he's spoken about that's one thing he's always wanted, a direct sequel, to stay faithful with what Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, and David S. Goyer did with Man of Steel. Fabulous movie. Again, how that movie didn't cross $1 billion, I don't know. That is just one of the best films of that type you'll ever see. So exciting, so emotional, so compelling. A great version of Superman. Whatever the negatives, whatever the haters say, that's my opinion. So I think it's going to happen. I think Man of Steel 2 will happen for sure. I have no doubt you can't have a DCEU franchise without Superman. It will be absolutely nuts. So what do you think, everyone? Are you looking forward to Wonder Woman 1984? That potential trailer. Ben Affleck remaining as Batman in the Batman. Oh, one more thing, which is from a site I don't really trust, but I'm going to let you know what that is anyway. Apparently, the Batman movie isn't going to be called The Batman. It's going to be called something else, which is really, really exciting. So we'll see what that is in a future date. But it's interesting. I think The Batman would have been a great title, but I'm sure they're going to take some comic booky title to get us all really excited for the future. So please comment down below, like, subscribe, and share.